Today I want to show you a brand new product from Cricut. This is their flocked iron-on. It'll give you a kind of fuzzy feel, sort of like velvet. This is the packaging it comes in, kind of a basic brown flat wrap. I love this because it means when you pull it out, it's not all curled up. And then this is the 5 colors that are offered in their sampler pack. You get white, black, red, green, and blue. And I'm going to be putting this on a little red t-shirt for my granddaughter. They have Spirit Day at school every Friday, and their colors are red and black, and their mascot is a panther. I've already cut my design. There's one for the front and one for the back. I've left it attached to my mat because doing that makes it easier to weed, well, in most cases. And then I'm also going to be using Cricut's new heat-resistant pressing sheets. Let's get to it. Okay, I think I'm going to start down here. As you can see, it's weeding pretty easy. I did do a fairly intricate design, so we'll see how that turns out. So far, it's weeding really nice. Now this part of the design on this side, this one has got some really intricate spots in it. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you can see the texture, but it's super soft and furry. Okay. Even on these tiny little whisker pieces, it did really nice. I cut these out on my Cricut Maker 4. I just used the normal blade that comes with the machine, and I used the default setting that's in there for this particular iron-on. And it looks like it cut it out perfectly. Okay, there's the main part of the logo. Okay, now I'll work on these paws. Now this is the part that can be a little bit challenging. Usually I'm sitting at my desk so that I can have this design up on my computer so I can refer to the design and then look back to make sure I don't accidentally weed the wrong parts. And I'm not doing that today, so here's hoping my memory's good. that's everything. You know what I usually do is I kind of fold my mat upside down and I bend it away from my material. This is especially useful when you're doing paper because it helps keep your paper from getting curled up. And I always put my cover back on my mat right away to keep it clean. Okay. Here's the design so far. I'm just going to use my scissors to cut these apart since they're not both going on the same side. Okay, to make this easier to iron on, I'm going to go what should be halfway and fold it and make a little crease. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Well, maybe. This stuff is really thick. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now this particular product requires firm pressure. When I have an item that needs firm pressure, I use a bamboo cutting board as my base. And then let's pull the sheets out. I'm going to use one of these underneath. And then we're going to use a lint roller on the shirt because we want to make sure we don't have any little hairs or fibers that can cause the iron-on not to stick. And since my design goes on the front and also a piece on the back, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and lint roll the back while I'm at it. Now what I like to do is I like to take my t-shirt and fold it in half. And then I will press right along this halfway seam. This product requires 315 degrees for 30 seconds with firm pressure, and then it is a cool peel. So this little ironing on of my center seam will take the place of our 5-second preset press. Now this shirt is a great example of what happens with some colors. The shirt is red, and when you press a red shirt, it turns the color darker. But don't worry, it won't stay. It'll fade right back to its normal color later on. Okay, now I have my center line that I pressed in. And then this one is for a little girl who's pretty small, so I'm probably only going to go about 2 fingers from the neckline. I want to double check this because to my eye it seems crooked. So about 2 fingers from the top. Okay, that looks good to me. Now making sure I'm completely on my board, I'm going to grab another pressing sheet. Now I've got my design basically right here in the middle. I can feel it with my hand. I'm going to set my press down, hit the start button, and I'm just going to lean on it. I'm not going to stand on it. I'm not trying to push it through my table. I'm just giving it firm pressure. good. I need to cool this down because I also need to do the design for the back. Okay, that's going to take a minute to cool. Now I have these little wooden cutting boards in different sizes. When I bought mine, they came in a 3-pack. To do the other half of this design, let's see, I am going to stick my little cutting board inside the shirt, and that way I'm not repressing the front side again by pressing the back side. And I can still see my center line from where I pressed it on the first round. This is the back of the shirt, so we probably want to go just a little bit more, like maybe 3 fingers. And that actually looks really good. Okay, and we're going to cover it back up. And again, I can feel the design and I can tell that it's in the middle. I'm going to set my press down, push the button, and just lean. And keep in mind the thing that you see on the internet all the time that tells you you should see the fabric of the shirt through your iron-on. That really only works with certain iron-ons, like the thinner styles and the plain iron-on. That is never going to be a thing with something like flock or 3D iron-on or a lot of the specialty iron-ons that are like foils and that sort of thing. If you press them to the point that you can see the fabric, you've cooked it, and then your iron-on isn't going to stick. Board. Go ahead and move all of this stuff out of the way. Okay. My front is now cooled enough. I should be able to get it off. And you do want to peel this kind of slow. You don't want to just rip it off just in case you have a spot that didn't stick really well. You want to make sure you don't tear it so that you can reheat it. That. It's perfect. Gosh, I wish we had feel-o-vision. This is so soft. It is thick. It has some bulk. Okay. Back should be cooled off. Now this one's got a lot of small areas. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. This side's got a lot of small areas, and they're going to be a little bit harder to get stuck. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my board back in there. Let's see if it was working from this side. Nope. Okay. We're just going to put it right back down. I'll put the cover back over. And I probably won't go the full 30 seconds. I'll maybe go 15. I just kind of want to make sure that it's really stuck. Board is kind of hot, so let's move that out of the way. All right, let's see. Okay, that side stuck good. Nope, this side still did not stick. How about down here? Looks like this bottom side stuck pretty good. It's just that this one section right here. This is why it's always good to take your time when you're peeling up, because sometimes this happens. Okay, I'm going to go to this side a little more this time. This would normally be a really great time to have my little Cricut mini press out. It's fantastic for getting stuff like that where you get a spot that doesn't stick. And as you can see, the front is already returning to its normal color from being heated. And this feels really stuck. Even all of these little corners, they're stuck down good. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's perfect. My granddaughter is going to love this shirt. I'm just going around in those spots that were kind of a problem a little while ago. I'm going to flick them a little bit. I just want to make sure that they are indeed actually really stuck, because it's just not a big deal to go back and press it for a few more seconds. Okay, there you go. There's the front. And then the back. I think you guys are going to love this new flock iron-on. Links for the iron-on and the Teflon sheets and the Easy Press will be in the description. Happy crafting!